Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's live. Glad to have you here. Glad to be back with you. Glad to have Candy Thunder back today. Chelsea, hello. First, good to see you. Thanks for being here. See everybody else filing in here as well. Good to see everybody today. Today's QOD. What's your favorite Halloween candy? It's coming up. Alex, hey you guys. MCAST Reptiles, good to see you there. Tonya, hello. Diabolique from Paris. Hello, good to see you there. Jimmy, hey. MCAST, Danceable Stars, dance them away. Dance them. Tanya, Honey Bear, Rebecca, Holly, MCAST Reptiles, thank you guys so much. Our first goal today is 2K lightning bolts to get the one and only Candy Thunder up here. You guys got to see her glorious tan. Glorious. Elle from the UK, good to see you here. Amanda, Reese's Pumpkins. We had an in-depth discussion about the special, like the seasonal Reese's that are in the holiday shapes are better than the normal Reese's for whatever reason. Armaniacal, hello, good to see you. Regina, hello, thank you very much, appreciate that. Crash Cart Ronnie, hey there. Angel, it's 3 o'clock, it's time. Rez, hi there, good to see you. Shelly, 100 grand, dude. It was Heathmar, 100 grand, whatchamacallit. Those were my top 3. Ash has to answer the Reese's Cups. Heck yes, they're so good. Lynn's, rainy West Yorkshire in the UK. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Kathy Joe, thank you so much for the share. Loved seeing that. Thank you. Vivian, Halloween candy is Halloween Kisses. Do they have different flavors of Halloween Kisses or just the chocolate ones, or is it white chocolate? Samantha, hello, good to see you. Amanda, far superior. Oh yeah, they are. For whatever reason, I don't know why, but they're just better. Thoofed, hello. Kim, just getting started now. Jennifer, Reese's LOL. They're so good. Vita, Reese's Pumpkins. Heck yes. Colorful Queen from St. Martin, good to see you there. Molasses Kisses. Ooh, I don't believe I've had those. Bobby Joe Cross, no candy corn. You may be one of the only people that we'll encounter that loves candy corn. Candy Thunder's dad, Cy, he loves candy corn as well. He's a big candy corn fan. Kathy Joe, happy Wednesday to you. Thanks for being here. Angel loves candy corn too. And your dogs love them too? Nice. Hazel love, holiday shapes have a better chocolate to peanut butter ratio. Agreed. It's thicker peanut butter. Jennifer, your son loves candy corn as well? Nice. Hazel, I'm seeing your message. AITA for outing my fiance. Fair. We'll note that for Tony Spark to see there. Natalie Ford, Baby Ruth. Oh, I forgot about Baby Ruth. They're so good. Diabolique, it's 10p in there. Get some tea, get some caffeine in you. We got a couple hours to go. Shelly, yes. Trent, 100 grand is the best. It's so good. Kathy Joe, Reese's. Reese's probably takes the cake here. Nerdy Kit Kat, damn good too. And it's not super filling Kit Kats because it's the wafer inside. It's not heavy. Danny, Cutie, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. There you go. You're going to be giving the kids full-size bars? Heck yeah. You're the house. You're the house to go to. I hit Rodell, 365 days of Reese's. Oh, Chelsea. Oh, Henry. I'm with you there. When it existed. A lot of the really good ones are gone now. Nikki. Hey, absolutely. Glad to be a part of it. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate it. No more games. You're ready. Let's go. Heck yeah. Crystal, thank you so much for sharing the live. Greatly appreciate that. I'm a little bit behind here. Cheyenne, you say strangely Tootsie Rolls. You know what? The Halloween Tootsie Rolls, like the white ones that are, or it's a blue wrapper, but the Tootsie Roll's white and it's vanilla. Those are my jam. Take 5 is good too. Yeah, Jesse here was talking about Take 5. Those are the ones with the pretzels in them. So good. And Samantha, regular Milky Way or the dark chocolate Milky Way, like the midnight Milky Way. Those are darn good. Used to be Nestle Butterfinger. Dismani. Vanilla Tootsie Roll. There you go. Yeah. Crash Car Ronnie flying the wall. Thank you so much for sharing the live. Greatly appreciate that. We've got some lightning bolts flowing in. Our first goal of the day is 2K lightning bolts to get Candy Thunder up here. She is back and has a glorious sun-bronzed tan from the beach, of which Tony Spark is only slightly petty jealous about. It's fine. It's fine. Mava, Pam, K, Piotr, Bryn Wolf, Tony Spark, Goober, Melissa, Leanne, Candy Thunder, Carol, Missy G, Faith, Jennifer, Fly on the Wall, See Eddie, Armaniacal, Rihanna, Sing This Christmas Museum Girl, Cat. Thank you guys so much. Shaz, Alligator, you as well. Michelle, Heather, Allie, Fly on the Wall, TLS, Rez. Thank you guys so much. Rebecca, Charlotte, Natalie Ford, Sarah, Samantha Rothwell, Angel, Incast Reptiles, Holly. Thank you guys so much. Pam K, Dylan Sprague, Mary dropping the 100 bolts there. Leslie, Mary Happy Dragons with 58 there as well. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Mimi Houston, Diana Galvin. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate that. American Smarties. Ooh, Smarties are good. I don't know. I don't know if anybody has said sixlets yet, but they're good. But I have a magic trick with sixlets. Maybe as we get closer to Halloween, I'll get my hands on some, and I'll see if I can perform it live for you. I can levitate a sixlet. I can make it float. I've shown you before, Candy Thunder, right? How I can levitate a sixlet? I have. This is her nodding, even though she can't remember. Her face does not hide anything. She's like, yeah. No, I know you're lying to me. UK Smarties are different from US Smarties, Rosie? How? It's probably because nowhere else in the world are you allowed to use high fructose corn syrup. Only here in the US. Everyone else has outlawed it. Danny, you had a dog that liked Smarties and a cat who unwrapped Reese's mini gums? That's awesome. Myra, thank you. Oh, you didn't know there were other flavors of Tootsie Roll. Oh yeah. They have like big bags of pretty much every flavor but the normal chocolate, and they're all different colored wrappers, and they are so good. Very, very good. Fifth Avenue Bar, Laura. It's my jam. I like old man candy and like old man flavors. When I get ice cream, I get, what do I get? Butter pecan. Butter pecan. I like Werther's. I like, the chocolate Reasons. I like my old man candies. I'm embracing my old manishness. I embrace it. Root beer barrels are good, Amber. They are pretty good. There's not a lot that I don't like, Twizzlers, yeah. Ooh, whatchamacallits. Yep, Julie. We could sit here talking about candy all day. I'm just like, it all sounds good. All of it. Love only. Hopefully it's just you. If anybody else sees an issue going on with me lagging or freezing up, please let me know. If you have issues and you don't see other people in the chat talking about it, try backing out of the app and jumping back in. That typically helps. Pam K, thank you so much for the message there. You can join my team by clicking on the heart upper left next to my name, or by sending a heart me gift. You can Golden Owl, tell me I'm a little bit laggy. We hit it already. Everybody wants to see Candy Thunder. They want to see the tan. Let me give some thanks here real quick, and we'll bring Candy Thunder up here. Fluffy Buddy, Jenny Sue, Michelle, Heather, Ed K, Mary, Pam K, TLS, Journey, Mary, Happy Dragons, Fly on the Wall, Rescue Ninja, DJ M22, Bree Lee, or is it Bri Lee? Rhiannon Sings, Mimi Houston, Fane86, TF90, Dylan Sprague, Tony Spark, Piotr, Big Mama TS, Candy Thunder, Shaz, Valerie Shadowcat, Snowman Collector, Mental Health RN, Nayshay, Fly Girl, Esther Aguilera. We've got the Diana, Leslie McCoy, Nat Ford, Armaniacal, Mava Loves, Kristen Museum Girl, and Mama Silver. Thank you guys so much for that. Let me get the next one set up, and then we'll get her up here. This next goal is going to unlock a spicy story, and Candy's going to help give feedback to it. Let me get this rocking here. Spicy story. You know what my favorite kind of candy, though, is? Candy Thunder. Okay, we've got this next one started off. She's wrapping something up so she can come hang out over here.
There's I'm stalling for Candy Thunder for a moment. She's currently in a queue, so she'll be with us.
She's in a queue for some tickets.
Yeah, so she'll be with you momentarily.
Hey, priorities.
Hey, listen, you can't interrupt when you're in a queue. It's she'll be with us momentarily.
See, I'm gonna go through some talking notes while you're doing that. You're fine. You do what you got to do there. You do what you got to do. Yeah, Candy did look a little bit different when she jumped on there. However, the tan level is about right. It's about right. She's in the queue for Olivia Rodrigo tickets in KC for the girls right now. So let's go through some talking points here real quick before we get her up there.
You're locked in now.
It's always a panic. It's always a panic getting in the queue and then getting in there, and it's just a flurry. Hey, coming up today, or just coming up, we have stories about family secrets, passive-aggressive neighbors. Neighbors? I'm going to try this again. Coming up, we have stories about family secrets, passive-aggressive neighbors, divorce drama, spicy reward stories, and of course, all the latest cake drama. That's right. This channel runs on the world's most infinite renewable resource, drama. No shortage of it. Our first goal you guys have already knocked out was the 2K lightning bolts. Candy Thunder will be up here momentarily. Today's like goal is 600K. Hopefully our like bar, our goal bar, doesn't geek out and dance around like it has been the past couple of weeks. So please tap away today and share the stream with all of your friends, as Moira says. There's also a TikTok subscriber competition going on, and we want to win, obviously. Can you help us win? Today's sub goal is 550. We're at 508 right now. If you've been thinking about becoming a member, but you haven't gotten there yet, haven't pulled the trigger yet, today's a great day. Candy Thunder is here. We are going to do the VIP live. And don't forget, we also have this going on today. We have the Wheel of Thunder at the end of today's live. The top 10 gifters to new members of the Storm, to existing members of the Storm, are going to go on the Wheel of Thunder. We'll spin that wheel in the VIP live. In addition to the normal sticker prize pack that we have, we will be giving away another signed Ascon scale poster. Remember, though, do not feel obligated to gift. All of the interaction that you do, commenting, sharing, liking, we greatly appreciate that, and that means the most to us. Never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, do yourself harm by sending gifts. You take care of you and yours first. Also, no spoilers, please. If there is a story that we're reading that you have already heard and you know how it ends, please don't spoil it in chat. If we see a lot of that happening, we will start muting people. So just don't do it. Don't spoil the fun for everybody. Just be a DFHB in chat here and everything will be totally fine, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, back from the beach, Candy Thunder.
Oh my God, it's Candy Thunder.
Hi, guys. I got the tickets. Christmas will happen.
Christmas will. Oh, look, you got a hat and a mustache on there. Perfect timing. That was great. That was great.
Oh,
what are you looking for?
I was. Hold on one second.
Done did it. Right on the heels of a don't. Right on the heels of a.
I said don't be rude, and this person said, "How do I skip past this?" So we can. We can skip past this. You can go away.
We just talked about being a DFHB. We just done did this.
Come on, Mandy.
Come on, Mandy.
Don't be rude.
So everybody wants to know how did you enjoy last week?
It was amazing. Thank you very much for letting me do that. It was amazing. Not letting me, but you know what I mean. Yes, letting me.
For holding down the fort. I had help. Candy's dad, Cy, was a huge help.
Your mom.
My mom and dad jumped in as well. Ava Thunder was a huge help too. And like I said last week, I had help and it was still really tough. I have newfound respect for single parents who do it on their own or do it with help or do it period. Parenting is tough, but trying to run it solo it's exhausting. I'm still in a little bit of a fog. Like I forgot to post the story today to promote the live. But,
He did good. He did so good. I'm very proud of him. He
and
doesn't.
by that, she means she came back and everybody still had their limbs. The house wasn't burned down.
They did amazing.
It was totally fine.
I know. I didn't have to worry about anything.
Mary, I know exactly what you mean. She said, how did you score such a pretty wife? I'm really funny. That's it. That's what I got.
He's handsome.
That's what I got.
What did you say to me?
Hazel, your favorite candy is Candy Thunder too? So we had like a 20-minute discussion here in the studio with the whole Storm team about their favorite candies. And I had this line ready the whole time. I was like, my favorite candy is Candy Thunder, but I can't say that until it's on the live. And then I said it and she was distracted in the queue going for ticket. Didn't even,
Ticketmaster is, it's evil. It makes me stressed. I'm like still like shaky from it,
but also, what about this glorious tan?
Would you stop?
Tony every time. Every time Tony Sparks like, he's offended. He's offended. He is the tan man.
My hair did grow really fast. I was very shocked. I think it's my multivitamin that makes it grow fast. But he is 41 and I am 37. No shame.
None at all.
Best decade by far is the 30s.
Hope, thank you so much.
Yes.
Greatly appreciate that.
We do have a spicy story. That's the next goal. I think you set it up.
Yeah, we're at 750 of 3K on it right now.
It's going to be glorious. You guys are going to get a kick out of it. Because it could be me and Dustin. So
what?
We found it.
I know nothing about it.
He doesn't know anything about it, but the whole office does, and it's going to be so exciting.
Well, everybody knows, puppy.
Yeah. You guys are going to love it. Yes, every decade, I agree, 100%. It does get better. I'm scared to be 40, but now I'm like, I got this.
Oh, hell no. It gets better and better and better.
I mean, talk to me at 70, but...
Yeah, at 70, you're like, all right,
I'm not ready.
Roll it back, I'm done.
That's what my mom said. She's like, you have no idea. But, all right, let's do this. Next goal, we're going to hit it. It's going to be fun. Mwah. Love you.
All right, we are going to rock and roll here, Sherry. We are in Southwest Missouri. Caden Thunder is at class right now. He'll be back here in a bit, so he will be here shortly. So we have to start off this week a cake reward story that your VIPs unlocked in the VIP live again. These guys are nailing it. Just every time we do a Wednesday live and then do the VIP live, they end up hitting the goal that was left over from the public live. So they unlocked another story for us to start off with. This is the cake reward story from last week. Thank you again, VIPs, for making that happen. Also, I missed this and I want to go back up and just address it. Tiffany, with us for month 4 in the storm. Glad to have you in the Gosh Heckin' fam here. Thank you so much for being here. Greatly appreciate that. Okay, let's rock and roll. First story up today is the cake reward story from last week. Thank you again, VIPs, for knocking that out during the VIP live last week. This is from True Off My Chest, and it is titled, My Wedding Was Ruined. I've debated about posting this, but I have to rant to someone. Me, 23 female, and my now husband, Josh, 26 male, had our wedding last week. At first, everything was beautiful. I got married to my high school sweetheart and was so happy. It felt like my fairy tale come true. I felt like a princess. While I'm taking photos with my bridesmaids, I see Josh's cousin, Nicole, with a girl, I'll call her Sarah, I'm unfamiliar with. She seems non-talkative, but is friendly to me at first. We finish our photos and go inside to relax and chat before I walk down the aisle. Brandy Lynn subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the first time. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' fam. Glad to have you here. A long while later. Oh, no. Yeah. No, I got it. We finish our photos and go inside to relax and chat before I walk down the aisle. A long while later, after the vows were exchanged, I bump into Sarah while on my way to the food table. She's clearly intoxicated, but through her slurred speaking, I could hear her ranting about how crowded the venue was, but then it escalates. I was getting food for my mom when she said to me that she's surprised Josh married someone like me because Josh could do better than me. I tried to laugh it off, and I told her I was very lucky to have him. The interaction left me feeling upset, but I brushed it off as her just being drunk, and I started drinking too, and soon forgot about it. Time goes past and I'm feeling good. Me and my husband, along with all of my guests, were dancing. Suddenly, I hear a crashing sound near the food table and all of us rush over to see what was happening. I see Sarah on the ground sobbing hysterically, and Nicole was trying to calm her down. She had completely smashed my wedding cake and ripped the decorations. No. Okay, hold on. Time out. So, drunk B slurs something about, well, I'm surprised he married you. He do better than you. Like, okay, whatever. Later on, drunk B smashes the wedding cake. Drunken accident? I think not. Leave the cake alone, B. Leave the cake alone. Also, Steph, welcome to the fam. Glad to have you here. My heart was broken to see my wedding cake completely destroyed, but I tried to ask what was wrong, and Sarah started screaming and cursing me. I was confused and drunk, so I started shouting back and ordered my husband to kick her out. He didn't want to and told me she should be allowed to stay since she was a friend. I argued with him and told him that she's ruined my wedding. Okay, first of all, for hubby here, of like 5 minutes being like, no, she should stay. My bride. She just smashed our wedding cake. She gets to stay, right? You screwed up, dude. It eventually took my husband and Nicole to get her under control and convince her to go home. Nicole left with Sarah, and when my husband came back, he looked angry with me. He completely blew me off for the rest of the night, and I could tell the atmosphere was now awkward for all of my guests. The next day, my husband lectured me about how I hurt Sarah's feelings and demanded I apologize to her. We argued and he slept on the couch. Things eventually cooled down, so I tried to talk to him about it the following days, but he shut me down and just told me I was being overly dramatic about the situation. You get more of these, dude. I've never even seen Sarah until my wedding. I have no clue why she would lash out like that. I'm hurt that my husband doesn't see my perspective. Even though she was drunk, she ruined my special day, and now I can't think of the happy memories I have because I can only think of that incident. Starting that line over. Words are hard already. Even though she was drunk, she ruined my special day, and now I can't think of the happy memories I have because I can only think of that incident. Sorry for the long read. Thanks for listening. This is garbage, and I can't help but think, like so many of you probably are right now, someone that OP bride here did not recognize and had never seen before. Hubby rushes up and is like, she's a friend. She gets to stay. Is there history? Because that would explain a lot. That would explain the comment. That would explain her smashing the cake. That would explain hubby sticking up for her. And if that's the case, he gets more of those. And he gets one of these. And then to come back in, and let's say that's not the case. Let's entertain that for a second. Even if that's not the case, he just thinks she's there, so she's got to be a friend somehow. Him not siding with his wife when this lady, drunk as shit, had just smashed their frickin' wedding cake is a big red flag. And then coming back in and being shitty to her the rest of the night, their wedding night, and then the rest of that week. What are you doing, bro? Have a conversation at least. Now, OP being hammered and just choosing to engage by shouting right back, and she was intoxicated too. I'm sure there were different routes to be able to handle that, but if somebody smashed my wedding cake because they were drunk and they had said what she just said, I'd be pissed too. I'm concerned about a connection with hubby and Sarah here, and I'm concerned that if there's no connection there, that he's not a team. OP, NTA for the reaction here. Either way, whether there was some kind of connection between them or not, NTA, there's a problem with your new hubby. I don't know how deep of a problem it is yet, but it's a problem. Make her pay for the cake, Evelyn. That's a damn good idea. I don't have any updates on here. If there are, we'll probably address them at some point. Chelsea, you can't see the chat? So TikTok gets drunk sometimes. if you need to, if you're having a problem with TikTok, you can bounce out and bounce back in. That typically helps out, resets everything. Hey, we are at 1290 of 3K on our fire goal right now that will unlock the spicy story and Candy Thunder's feedback. Chelsea, you got it now. Good. Good deal. She was more reserved than I would have been. Fist would be flying, Janine. What a Kathy Framino. You feel like the other girl might be hubby side chick. There, it sure seems like there's some kind of connection. There's got to be something there. Melissa says there was an update. Okay. So there, note for you, Tony Spark. There was an update on that cake story that we just read. Okay. Don't give it away. If we don't cover it in this one, we'll cover it in another one. She'd get the Uncle Phil treatment. Alina, there's 100% something going on. She's got to be. Age is still H2O. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Blue October. I'll have to look it up. Don't file paperwork. You aren't legally married yet, Sarah. That's not a bad idea. And I mean, it being so close isn't too late to get an annulment if something else does develop there. So, we'll have to wait and see with the update there. Okay, before we bounce over to our next story, which is a follower submission, we are covering some follower submissions, some that we had planned to get to last week that we didn't. So if you have submitted a story, you might check your email real quick, because about an hour ago, I sent an email out to the OPs that submitted these stories that we're covering today to alert them that they're being covered. OP, if you are in chat when your story comes up and you want to claim it, you know what to say. We told you in that email what to say, so you can claim it, and chat is really good about letting us know when OP is around. Tina, Matthew, Cheyenne, thank you so much for following. Greatly appreciate that. Carly, thank you so much for following too. Dexter, thank you for following. Greatly appreciate that. D, thank you so much for the share. Greatly appreciate that as well. Sharing the live is huge for us, so thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Jeffrey, you don't like nicknames. My real name is Dustin. Dusty is just short for it. Anastasia, Mindy, thank you so much for the shares. Greatly appreciate that. Alicia, you as well. Linda, Jenna, thank you so much. Laura, Graham, you as well. Thank you guys so much for sharing the live. Greatly appreciate that. Victoria, Armaniacal, Pam K, thank you. Thank you. I don't go hunt down stories on the fly during these. We've got basically a document with all the stories that I'm going to read for the day already planned out here. So if something gets audibled in there, that's a different story. But it's not up to me. Sharon Day Newton, subscribing for the first time to become a member of the Storm. Really? I thought you were there already. Well, thank you for joining. Glad to have you as a member of the fam here. Fire, we're at 1770 of 3K, still plugging along there. TY848, Britt, Tony Spark, N Max, Looney, Britt Marie, Maria Morris, Andrea Graham, Quinn, Death Skull, Maria Mary, Anastasia Smith, Sarah Hope Scoggins, Hannah Wood, Hazel Days, H. Lynn, MCAS Reptiles, H. Lynn again, Maria Morris. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate that. Frankie J's mama, I see you there. Brenda Bell, I see you. Okay, our first follower submission for the day is titled, Am I the Astronaut if I blow the lid on the family secret and message the whole family? Well, this sounds juicy. Let's see where it goes. I better reset myself here. I have a feeling there's going to be red flags at some point here, and we need the contrast of that background lighting turning to red. I recently found out who my bio father is after 36 years, and now I'm blocked from his social media. I, female 36, was raised by my mother. It's a strained relationship, and we have been no contact for 9 years now. I was always told my parents were young, and when my mother fell pregnant, he ran for the hills. I'm happy and settled in my life with my husband and 4 kids, but a part of me always wondered. A few months ago, I did an ancestry DNA test and found him on social media. I sent a message and did some digging. Found out I have a half-brother and sister. He didn't respond, so I tracked down his 2 sisters. The first sister, let's say Mary, said she's no contact with him and I should stay away. She didn't know I existed. The second sister, let's call her Betty, said he's in poor health at the moment and I shouldn't try to contact him. I never told her who I was or why I reached out. I only asked if he could contact me. So her message back made me think she knew exactly who I was. OP is in chat. Heck yes. OP's name is... Okay. I'll plug along.
Charlie.
Cool. Okay, we'll keep plugging along. So her message back made me think she knew exactly who I was, and he had seen my message to him. I was sad for days thinking, is he sick? What if he's dying and I never get to know my other family? That was 3 weeks ago. Today I tried to send another message and I was blocked by him. Go ahead and trigger this. I have another account, so I checked on that one, and to my surprise, he doesn't seem sick at all. In fact, he and his other 2 grown kids just had a lovely holiday abroad with all of their happy families. I'm angry. All I wanted was to be acknowledged and introduce myself to my siblings. If they didn't want a relationship, that's fine, but I just want to know where I'm from. I feel rejected all over again. I wish I didn't do the stupid test, but I would have always wondered. Maybe if I had a good childhood with my mother, I wouldn't have cared, but it was horrible. I've since found out he's not a great person and has struggled with alcohol all of his life. I'm not even sure if the rest of them know I exist. I'm angry, hurt, and rejected and can't let it go. Should I blow the lid on the family secret and message the whole family? Or should I just be thankful for my wonderful husband and children and move on with my life? I just want closure. This sucks. I am so sorry that you have to go through anything like this. This is OP's name was what again? Charlie? Yeah, this is a terrible situation to be in. And the initial question that you asked here was, am I the astronaut if I blow the lid on the family secret and message the whole family? So now, I'm assuming you mean his entire family, not yours. So the unfortunate part here is that here at the end, I think you define what you want. You want closure. I don't know that meeting him is going to achieve that. I don't know that messaging the entire family is going to achieve that. I think that what has happened so far has given you enough information to know that this family is never going to give you what you want, even if that's just closure. And I also think that the response that they've given you with just completely shutting doors and just trying to avoid contact is a form of providing closure there, because it is okay. You know, this guy has struggled with substances his entire life. Alcohol is the one you know about. You know that there was some kind of warning issued to the siblings, your half siblings, because of how they played defense here and lied to you about it. You know he doesn't want to hear from you. And for whatever reason, it's garbage. He's an ASCON one. There's no doubt about that. I think just knowing that he's a shit person, hopefully would be enough to be like, yeah, you know what? I know. Now I know that this is a shit person that I don't want in my life. I don't want in my children's life. I don't want to be connected with my family at all. And my fear for you here is that if you keep digging, you're going to find more darkness. You know what I mean? This is you already know that this well is poisoned. So why go deeper into it? You're just going to find more pain. I understand the urge. I mean, I don't understand because I have not gone through that, but I understand that you have this need to find out, that you have this need to discover more, but you know enough right now to know that there's just more pain behind those doors. And that he's a garbage person that doesn't deserve the title of being your father, doesn't deserve to be connected to your life in any way, shape, or form. And hopefully that's enough. It sucks. But you created your own tribe. And focusing on them and trying to create the kind of experience that you never got to have would be the ideal thing to pour focus into. I get it though. And I think that this scar is going to haunt you forever. How much is up to you. $2,100 to $3K on that spicy story gift goal. We are rocking along here. Charlie, I'm trying to hunt down comments here. Charlie, okay, yeah. Charlie Yeti. You could reach out to the half siblings and leave it in their court. Lindsay, here's the problem. I think the half siblings clearly already know, and they're playing defense for whatever reason. And maybe the narrative that that shit dad here spun to them is something like, oh, she's just trying to come after me for money or whatever. He may not have been completely honest with them. But even if that's the case, even if they don't know the whole truth, they know enough to have lied to you intentionally. And I just, the whole vibe is there's just more pain down this path. There's more pain. And I don't think that's what you want. You don't want pain. You want closure. And I think you have enough information right now to shut that door and be like, that's closure enough for me. Just to know that if I continued down that path, I would bring more pain to not just me, putting myself in your shoes, but my family too. Because there's no way to silo that. There's no way to silo the amount of pain that you would feel if you continued down that path to just you. It would trickle through to your spouse, to your kids, and it'd haunt everyone. Doggo. Let me go back here real quick. The first sister. Okay, so Charlie, here's a question for you. Did you message his sisters or your half siblings? The first sister, let's say Mary, said she's no contact with him and I should stay away. She didn't know I existed. The second sister said he's in poor health at the moment. His sisters. Okay. So the half siblings don't know. Okay. That might change things a little bit. So the half siblings you have not had any contact with at all. Yeah, Angel, I'm with you now. Okay, so father siblings were playing defense. That might change things a little bit. I mean, so we don't know fully yet. If he had, reach out to the half siblings. I mean, obviously, don't reach out to him directly because you know there's more pain there. But it may be worth reaching out to the half siblings because, sorry, I got confused here. I thought it was them playing defense, not his sisters. So now I got it straight. It may be at least worth reaching out to them to let them know that you exist and see if they knew, see what their story is. Yeah, let them know and see what happens. Bobby Joe says, seems like they've already othered you. I'd say leave it alone. Yeah, and the narrative that I spun here off of this was thinking that it was the half siblings that were playing defense. If it was his siblings, half siblings may have no effing idea. And they may be able to pressure him into at least considering doing the right thing. Doesn't sound like he's the kind of person that will, but it's a different story now. Ray, thank you so much for sharing the live. Greatly appreciate that. Satu, Stacy, thank you so much for the follows. Greatly appreciate that. And we are closing in on that spicy story goal. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and bounce over to our next story here. Again, Charlie, so sorry that you had to go through that. And sorry that I was confused for a minute. There is some potential hope. If not with knowing your father, your sperm donor, maybe knowing your half siblings. It's at least worth a temperature check, a light touch. I wouldn't put a lot of stock into it. I wouldn't have any expectations going into it, but it's worth a temperature check. Okay, the next story that we're going to dive into here is from the AITAH subreddit, and it is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Not Carrying on a Neighborhood Tradition in the House I Recently Purchased? Interesting. I purchased my home a couple of years ago. My neighborhood is mostly families with children, as there is both an elementary and middle school in walking distance. I am child-free. The previous owners of my house, the Smiths, were a beloved couple in the community. She was the elementary school librarian and he the middle school health teacher. He was also the announcer for high school football games. They had one daughter who was killed by a drunk driver in the late 90s when she was 16, and it was a huge thing. The high school theater is named in her memory because she was active in the theater and choir programs. When they retired, they named the high school football field after Mr. Smith. The Smiths moved to Florida. I bought their house. Apparently, the Smiths also loved Halloween and went all out, building elaborate themed haunted houses in their garage every year, sometimes even going into their home for the kids to walk through during trick or treat. Planning started as soon as the school year ended, and Mr. Smith spent all summer building structures and props for it. They would take suggestions from the neighbor kids on what the theme should be. I did not know any of this when I purchased the home, but people have been sure to let me know since I moved in. Last year was my first trick or treat. I was excited to pass out cans of pop, something I remember getting a couple times as a kid and was thinking it was so cool. I wore a witch hat and a little battery-operated light-up cauldron from Spirit Halloween and dressed my dog up like a dragon and had a little setup at the end of my driveway with different buckets for the different pops. All night, everyone was commenting about how amazing the haunted houses used to be, reminiscing about the different themes, how nice it was that the Smiths did it for the neighborhood kids year after year, even though they didn't have kids, how much the Smiths were missed. I had people who told me they drove in from other neighborhoods because of this haunted house and they were so disappointed it was no longer there. This probably sounds stupid, but I was kind of feeling crappy by the end of the night. For the past several weeks, my neighbors, kids and adults, have been asking me if I'm going to do a haunted house this year. One woman even offered that her husband would help me. Then today, someone wrote an anonymous post on our neighborhood Facebook group about how much the neighborhood has changed with so many new people moving in, how the kids have had such a hard time in the past couple of years because of COVID, and how it's important that we come together as a community and help them make memories because of their time lost. They specifically called out the haunted house on my street, in addition to a couple of other neighborhood events, block party, 4th of July bike parade, that went away during COVID and never came back as examples. I read the Facebook post of my mom. She said that I am being a grumpy old lady. I don't know how hard it is to be a parent, and thinks I should try to do something like the Smiths used to keep the tradition going. I want to be a good neighbor, but I'm kind of annoyed by the post and don't feel that I should be obligated to spend my time or money to build a haunted house or generally give strangers access to my house, even if the previous owners were generous in that way. So, am I the astronaut for not wanting to carry on this tradition? Potentially relevant, while people in this neighborhood do decorate their houses more than any other place I have lived, lights and fake graveyards most prominent. A couple of the more decorated examples include a 12-foot Home Depot skeleton, and someone had a Stranger Things themed yard display last year. No one I have seen has any sort of walk-through experience. Okay. It's like she moved into Wisteria Lane. And do I lose points for knowing that? Yes, it was a Desperate Housewives reference. My thought here is 100% NTA. The fact that the people in the neighborhood know the Smiths moved. If they were that beloved in the community, the neighborhood knows damn well that they moved to Florida. When you move into a home, when you buy a home, you do not inherit the obligations of any kind of decorating or traditions that the previous owners had. If these neighborhood people care so damn much, why don't one of them spool it up in their house? Why don't they turn their garage into it? And someone else takes it over. Yeah, the Smiths didn't have kids because they lost their child, which is terrible, but also she worked in the library. He was connected with announcing at the football games. They had a connection to the kids. They didn't have to have kids to have a connection with the kids, to have a connection with the school community. OP has none. The shit part here is that neighborhoods like this aren't going to be so forgiving when you don't do it. But you know what? F them. Mind your damn business. Get off my lawn. Not saying that's the route that you have to take or should take, but you have a choice here. You have a choice to either say, okay, I really want to be a part of this neighborhood community. I really want to be close-knit with them. I really want to be a part of this. And if that is the case, this is the cost. If not doing it yourself, offering to help someone else do it, or asking for more help, like offering your house to let them do it there, sure, something. If you want to be a part of that, it's never going to be like it was before. And they have to accept that. And again, I think if they care that much about it, one of them needs to take up the mantle. You didn't know these people. You had no connection to this whatsoever. None. If one of them cares enough, they need to take up the mantle. You, out of everyone in this neighborhood, are the least obligated to take up that mantle. And maybe that's the conversation. Maybe you need to clap back in this neighborhood Facebook group and be like, look, I bought this house. I just moved in here. I don't have any kids. I have no connection to the school at all. You guys knew them. Why doesn't someone else take it up? And watch them all backpedal. Oh, what helps you do it? It needs to be in the same house. No. DIY Dylan, what was the message here? Somebody said it was genius, so I got to go back and look it up now. Can't find it. The community, HLN, the community can come up with a committee to do it all together if they want, but NTA. That's what I'm saying. It's like she didn't even LP doesn't even have a connection to the community here. Just moved here. Do what you can, but only what you want. Being part of the neighborhood means acting with the team. Right. I think, the first question you have to answer yourself is what role do I want to play in this neighborhood? And you have every right to stand up and be like, look, I'm not doing this. Like, you guys can do something if you want to, and I'll do what I can, but I'm not going to carry on a tradition for someone who is way more hooked into the community than I am. Blow up a photo of a haunted house and set it in the yard. There you go. There you go. Nocturnal Meteal. Just make it like a horrifying, scary haunted house. That was so terrifying and realistic. No one ever wanted to come back. Malicious compliance. There you go. Are they going to contribute financially? Natalie says. I mean, that's the other thing. It'd be like, look, if you really want to go all in with this neighborhood and be a part of their community, you could offer up your place and let them do it. I wouldn't do any more than that. And even that, it's like, letting people into your home. You'd have to let them in to construct this thing too. Screw it. No. Nope. No obligation whatsoever. They out their damn minds. And they're lazy because they're like, oh, it'd be really cool if you did this. What about you, Dan? Mow your damn lawn. Sit the hell down. Okay, 2851 of 3K on the fire for the spicy story. I'm thinking Candy Thunder bounced out to get Ava Thunder from school, so she'll be bouncing back here at some point. We are close on that, though. Oh my gosh, you guys are at 75% of the likes goal already? Look at you go. Got the Tappy Tappertons going on here. Y'all crazy. Princess Heather, thank you so much for the share. Really appreciate that. Morgs, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Julia, thank you for the share. Korsta with the follow. Thank you so much. Jennifer, Jorian, Nees, H. Lynn, Jennifer again, K Fit, MCast Reptiles, Pam K, Jorian, Nees, Ivy Lace, Tina, K Fit, Jasmine, Ashley Bricker. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Greatly appreciate that. Gabriel and M. Bracker, good to see you here. Andrea Graham, Mary TLS, Brittany Scott with the finger hearts, Ashley Bicker, Big Mac, Lee Ann, Emily Louise, Aldria again. Thank you guys so much. Greatly appreciate all the gifts there. Sarah Ibbotson, Jennifer, Jen here. Thank you guys so much. Andrea, you as well. Crystal, shares upon shares upon shares here. You guys are awesome. Blessed, Sue, K-Fit, Lisa Eldridge, Alexis. We've got Harmsy Boo, Ashley, Tatiana, Simones Mejia. I guarantee I butchered that one. I'm sorry, but thank you so much for the follow. Ro Odell, Randy, Joe, Claire, Chelsea, Ran, Sarah S. Officially, Crystal, Schumann, Nikki, 6405, Jess, Trafalgar, D. Claire, Ashley Page. Thank you guys for either the follows or the shares. Ronnie, thank you so much. And you done hit it. You done hit the goal. I'm going to go ahead and read it off here. My watch is telling me to take a walk. I'm standing. Watch here. I'll just fake walk while I'm standing, and maybe my watch will be like, those are steps. Bet. Got it. All right, let's give some thanks here real quick. And as a reminder, QOD is about favorite Halloween candy today. As a reminder, mine is Candy Thunder. And again, she's not here to witness the line. Psst, wasted. H. Lynn Cross, TLS Journey. We've got Masha Bear, Anastasia Smith, Madam Maeve, Michelle Heather, Jen here, Pam K, Snow XTC, T. Hef, Jenny Sue, Flower Girl, Gabriel Reno, Coldrith Curtin, DJ JM, Fluffy Buddy, Tony Spark, Rhiannon Sings, Mammoth Jams, Suanne, Can I Take the Heat Account, AK Mary. We've got Haley Rain, H2O, Bazinga 396, Justina Josfadzes. We've got Fane 86, Death Cow, Twisted Bricks, Case, Yoban. I think you told me how to say that correctly before. I'm just not getting it right. Olivia and Sons, Jarby, Lena Cameron. We've got Lisa Foray, Mandy's 975, Outdoor Girl, Hannah McKay, Mama Silver, Ona Maria, Piotr, Brits Marie, Michael Castella. We've got Ashley Page, Candy Thunder, Royally Nerdy, Texas Tornado. We've got AIs, Amberlyn, and Jill's Realm. Thank you guys so much for helping us hit that. We will read that spicy story and get Candy Thunder involved for feedback when she returns here. All set up the next one. If I can find it, I done did. And how many of those we got? This next one will unlock a cake story and confetti. And Caden Thunder just arrived. Oh my god, it's King Thunder! Cake story and confetti on the next one. Also, I should mention for this, the confetti for this next one will be our first confetti, and it is a monstrous confetti cannon. I think we used one last week, didn't we? One or two? They are monstrous! The large! We've historically had kids with peanut allergies in our house, so we always check candy. And coming home from Halloween, it would always be with the kids, like they'd either dump their individual piles out and start separating out what they don't want, and then they start bartering with their siblings. You know, they do that kind of thing, but we immediately separate all the peanut stuff out. And whenever Candy Thunder and I got together, it was the cutest thing, because our first Halloween together, Ava, who's always been like a petite little spunky thing, would go from door to door, and she already knew. She would ask the people who were giving candy out. She would be like, "Does this have peanuts in it?" She would be that kid. It's not like we'll deal with it when we get home, but she would like reject candy that had peanuts in it. It was hilarious. Sarah S. Officially, besides Candy Thunder, I'm a big fan of 100 Grand, Heath Bars, whatchamacallit. There's a lot of good ones. 100 Grand on Halloween, like those little ones, really good. Really good. And the Tootsie Rolls are good too. The vanilla ones, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Twizzlers, that's good too. It's good stuff too. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the spicy reward story. I have to wait till she's here to read that? Okay. Okay. Well, she's already read it though. Just do it anyway? Okay. It's going to be funnier if she's here. Is that what you're telling me? Okay. Okay. Oh, because she said it could be us. I don't read the stories ahead of time. I don't know. But apparently everyone else in the building knows what's going on, just not me. You don't see the cake goal? It is 350 donuts. That will unlock the cake story and confetti. So I'll bounce to the next follower submission, and then when Candy Thunder gets back, we'll read that spicy story. Per usual, Beer Today. Beer Today is in the house, everybody. We have a podcast with Beer Today coming out maybe this coming Sunday. We just finished the rough cut edit today, so it is in Tony Spark and Candy Thunder's inboxes for review and approval. Beer Today, I need to send it to you as well. But words were so hard that day. that I introduced him right in the beginning as Bearded Thunder. No way to fix that one in post. Okay, we have another follower submission here. OP, if you're in chat and want to claim your story, you know what to say. Let's dive in. This story is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Reporting My Pool Guy to His Supervisor? For what should have been a normal Wednesday, it's been anything but. I've been cleaning up messes all day, and it's related specifically to my story. So here it goes. Yesterday afternoon, I received a text from my pool service that my pool filter needed cleaning. So, okay, I said they could come by tomorrow morning. Wednesday morning rolls around and I'm napping after dropping off my daughter at school. I'm passed out tired as I've been sick with bronchitis and have bruised ribs and a very painful back. I knew the pool guy was coming, so while I napped, I made sure my 2 puppies were inside so as to not disturb him. I woke up to a call on my phone, and it's from the pool guy telling me he was just here and that I needed a $600 panel for my filter to turn on properly. I politely declined and reminded him that he was only there to clean the filter. He proceeded with a very rude undertone and told me my pool will turn green with algae because he didn't know how to turn the filter on. I let him know that my husband knows how to manually turn it on and will proceed to do so when he's home from work today. He rudely acknowledged this and hung up on me. I got up and put my puppies outside in the backyard to potty. They're 8 months old. We have a gate that separates the pool from where the sand yard is that they use. They're about to throw confetti at me. Because we hit the likes goal.
No, we didn't.
Hey! We hit the likes goal. Yeah. You guys are awesome. You already blew past that. Blew past the 600K likes goal. Nice work. Yeah, some of these confetti cans like don't want to twist, so you have to use the jaws of life on them. Heck yeah, you guys are already there. That's awesome.
It's those gains in the gym.
Yeah, those gym gains. Let him twist that one off. I wait about 15 minutes before I come to the door and let them back in. To my surprise and horror, they come running back to my house covered in mud. How can this be? I've not let any water in the backyard. I put both mud puppies in their crates to try to minimize any more mud damage to my family room and kitchen, and then head out to see what's going on. I walk to where my pool filter is. Words are hard. I walk to where my pool filter is and see the valve had been left open and water is spraying out, in turn draining my pool. Okay. My backyard had become a giant mud puddle and a large amount of water had drained from my pool. Here in Texas, it's been consistently over 100 degrees every day here most of the summer, and our water bill took a hit. I called the pool guy and told him what was going on. He proceeded to tell me how to shut off the valve, and then his only words after that were, "Oops, I must have left it on." He proceeded to tell me how to shut off the valve. Oh, no, I read that already. Sorry. I told him all of the mud mess my puppies had made in my house, the huge mud puddle in my backyard, and the drained water from the pool. On top of that, I'm very sick, and he's made a huge mess for me to clean up. There were no other words out of his mouth. Me being angry at this point was an understatement. I proceeded to call the company and talk to his supervisor, as well as leave a detailed text to them explaining the whole story. What could have been a quiet Wednesday where I could rest from being sick had turned into a huge mess. I requested that they refund me for the service, as all the work I had to do was way more expensive than the almost hour he was there. My mom thinks he left the valve on purpose, as he was angry at me for declining the expensive additional service. Part of me really agrees with her. Also, looking at it, if I wasn't home and this happened, I would have so much damage to my yard. The entire pool could have drained into my yard and also others around me. It would have affected a very large amount of things that would have been damaging and possibly drowned my tortoise, or the chlorine could have made them sick, as their enclosure is outside. What do you think? Am I the astronaut? The question is, am I the astronaut for reporting my pool guy to his supervisor? Hell no. That's about the minimum of the action that I think you're warranted at right now. You're in legal action territory. And again, this is not legal advice because I have no legal experience whatsoever, and I am not qualified to give that. However, if someone had done this to me, there would be some definite action going on, and they would be fixing everything to make up for it. Here's the problem. If you have an in-ground pool and you drain almost all of the water out of it, unless it has a hydrostatic pump underneath it, that pool will pop out of the ground. Don't ask me how I know. We're not going to talk about it. But I can tell you it's not pretty and it's really difficult to fix. Almost impossible. There could be more damage than you even know right now, OP. This is something that they are going to have to come inspect, or you have an independent inspector come and... Candy Thunder's back, everybody. We'll get to that spicy story here in just a second. This seems malicious, or this is ignorance. Either way, it's not okay. It's not okay for this guy to be shady like this and then to have done this kind of damage and take no accountability for it whatsoever. Hey, Tony. It's unacceptable. And I would say you talked to the supervisor, you sent them a message, but there needs to be more action taken here because there's damage to your yard at this point. I don't know how much you have invested in your yard, if you've done sod or if you've seeded or anything like that, but that's potentially damaged. They potentially popped your pool out if you don't even know it yet. It could still happen after you get water back into it. If there's more water in the ground than there is in your pool, that's where the whole empty cup in the bathtub thing happens, and boop, it can be really, really bad. It is definitely worth another phone call to say, hey, this is unacceptable, and not just refund the money, but it may be more than that. Maybe you need to have an independent person come out and survey damage and then talk to an attorney. I don't know, but this is 100% not okay for them to do this. It's not okay for a service individual to treat you like this. And it's Google review worthy. I'll tell you that much. And if you leave them a review detailing everything that happened there, there's a lot better likelihood that they're actually going to do something about it. Now, this is one service tech, not the entire company, right? So I would give the company an opportunity to make it right, because one person doing something stupid can ruin things for an entire company. Give them the opportunity to make it right. And if they don't, then it's time for more drastic action. Halsey Jones, yeah, do not under any circumstances accept an inspector provided by the company. I'd agree with that. It has to be somebody independent. Black Rose, there probably is. This could be potentially like way more damage. Have we seen OP in chat, by the way? Original poster for those of you who are new. Who are new to it. Jamie, you want the Dusty Pool story? No, you don't.
There was confetti on my straw. I drank confetti.
The short version of the story is, she says no. The short version of the story is that I drained too much water out of our pool, and one corner of it was up out of the ground, and I then spent
all the water.
Okay,
All
the water came out of the pool. There was not a hydrostatic pump installed underneath it because whoever installed it did not do that properly, not us. And I spent an entire summer in a 7-foot deep trench trying to dig out from underneath the pool to get it back down to level. It was a nightmare. I could tell you from experience, if they drained out a ton of water from the pool, you need an independent inspector there coming to see if they popped it out of the ground at all. Because when it lifts, that loose gravel that sits around it caves in, and then it will never go back down to where it needs to go. And it is hell. OP is original poster. Serendipity says, thank you, Candy Thunder, for keeping the facts in check there. Yeah, OP is here. Okay. Oh, MCAS, that's you? Oh, no. Yeah. For sure need an independent. Maybe pools are a little bit tricky too. It's not like you can just call anybody to come look at that. It may have to be a different pool company. I would talk to insurance, honestly, and see what they say. That pool sitch was awful. Smoots, yeah. It's still not perfect. And that's the shite part, is I got it as close to perfect as I can. And it's 100% functional, but man, it's they are a pain in the ass. They are a pain in the ass. It's terrible. You are not the asshole at all for this, in case we didn't say it before. NTA. Tell you what, I'm going to go back to face just to reset here. NTA, what you've done so far is about the minimum that's deserved. I think give the company a chance to make it right fully. And if they don't, I'd pursue broader action. It's terrible. It's potentially worse than you think it is. That's the crap part. And you think it's pretty freaking bad. So give them a chance to make it right. But, still coughing? Still dealing with the sickness too. Not cool. Definitely not cool. I'm sorry, man. It is. That is not fun. And to be treated that way is even shittier. So I hope they make it right for you. I hope they get everything fixed. I hope it wasn't popped out at all. I hope they get all this made right and remove the pain from your life and compensate you further to make up for the pain that they've already caused you. It's garbage. $2.94 or $3.50 on our donuts right now to unlock another cake story. Tony Sparks throwing donuts here. Gigs, thank you so much. Lisa Sparks, Kimberly, Gigs again. Charlotte, Sasha Sampson. We've got Charlotte again. Goober, Death Skull, Dawn, Gabriel, J. Mitch, Dawn. Thank you guys so much. Christian Museum Girl, see you up there as well. Silver, J. Mitch. Thank you guys so much. I hope the tortoises are okay. Also, yes, Caden Thunder agreed. Caden Thunder is. I did take it personal, Mickey. I've been there. I'm close to this one. All right, it is spicy story time. Almost spicy story time. Are we ready? Are we ready for spicy story? Are we ready? Okay, we're ready. We're ready for spicy story time. And again, I know nothing about this, but everybody else is really excited. So let's see how this goes. Heck yeah. Well, let me go ahead and read that real quick so we can get the next one reset, and then we will jump on to this spicy story. Let me get rid of the QOD here for the day. AB85, Rescue Ninja K, TLS Journey, Squatched, H-Lin Cross, DJJM, Pam K, Can I Take the Heat Account, Valerie Shadow Cat, K Crush, Flower Girl, Just Kim, AK Mary, Tony Spark, T-Hef, Charlotte Arnold, Death Skull, C Sizzle, Diana 5520, Mammoth Jams, NB the G, ADHD Mum Sings, Mandy's 975, Autumn M55, El Marine, Miss Ak, I don't know how to say that. Miss Aq, Mama Silver, Suan, Michelle Super. I can't see the rest of the name there either. Michelle. We'll go with that. We've got Cole Barber 07, Chelsea Stevens. We've got Dylan Sprague, Gabe Reno, Overkill Mill, Maeve Loves, Piotr, Christian Museum Girl, Southern Country. We've got Bama Chef Mel, Boo 77, Gina Lynn Brown, H Molero, Ashley Page, and Jarby. Thank you guys so much. Let me get the next one set up here, and now we're stacking them. Now we've got some celebrations to catch up on here. The next one, however. The next one is going to unlock Caden Thunder. We've got how many of these? Sorry, I almost messed that up. Okay. We've got 75 confettis to unlock Caden Thunder appearance and confetti. There's the confetti for the cake goal that was hit. Is a lot. Was that the big confetti? It wasn't even the big one. That one had like all the confetti, and then I had like a fine dust that was floating down as well. All right, you ready for the spicy story? Not ready. The technique was perfect. Technique was perfect.
Perfectly average.
Perfectly average.
There's nothing wrong. Perfect.
Okay, here we go. Spicy reward story time. This is, am I the astronaut for telling my wife she was putting her needs before our kids' safety during a severe thunderstorm warning? I'm sure many of you have heard our version before, which involved me up at the double doors, pushing with all of my weight while the wind was trying to blow them in, and Candy Thunder standing in the living room looking at the news like while they weren't even talking about the weather. Like, gosh dang it, just come on. Yeah. She was not taking it nearly as seriously as I was.
You've been talking all day about the exact face you're going to make.
And that was it. They knew I was going to make that face.
Exactly the way we thought.
I swear, if you wrote this and you're having me read it on a live.
We thought you wrote it.
We thought you wrote
the story. They thought I wrote it. No, it was not me. It was not me. Okay, here we go. Important backstory information. My wife, let's call her Candy. It doesn't say Candy. It says Jess. I'm just messing with you. My wife, let's call her Jess, has been dealing with something that causes severe fatigue and joint pain. Jess is historically the more cautious one between the two of us. Our oldest child went back to school this week, and so everyone needs to get up earlier than normal. So here is where the story starts. It is about 30 minutes after putting the child to sleep. Jess is preparing for bed as well, and a severe thunderstorm watch alert goes out with a possible tornado warning. Outside is lightning show and strong winds visible. I tell Jess it is time to go down to the main floor. We have a 2-story house and bedrooms are on the top floor. She is visibly frustrated but agrees. I wake up the children and bring them down to the couch. The whole time we are waiting, Jess is complaining about not being able to get enough sleep and asking, why can't I just go back up to the bed upstairs with the children and come back down if it gets worse? She kept calling it a thunderstorm when I kept saying it is a severe thunderstorm. I kept responding about how that isn't what you do when there's a severe thunderstorm and we need to wait longer. The radar showed a swell of bad weather heading in our direction within the next half hour. Also, the beds are right next to big windows. Reminder, she is normally the cautious one, so it was bothering me that she was downplaying the storm so much. After about 3 or 4 times of her doing this, I accused her of putting her need for sleep ahead of the children's safety. I think I said something along the lines of, your need for sleep isn't more important than the kids' safety. Stop downplaying the storm. I didn't say that. I did not say that in our story. She goes,
your eyes said it.
My eyes said it? Okay. So if you had written this, it would be like, Dusty's eyes said. That did not go over well. What followed was a massive tongue lashing about how could I even say that to her? She cares more about herself than the kids. How could I even say that she cares more about herself than the kids? How she is not a bad mom, how she had been so tired that whole day. I told her that I wasn't saying she was a bad mom, but in that moment, she was being selfish with her needs, and that, sorry, the storm doesn't care how tired or sore you are. None of that changes the fact that we were under a severe thunderstorm warning, and I didn't think it was a good idea to have the kids upstairs. Fortunately, the storm pushed north of us and had nothing more come of it in our area. Unfortunately, she is using this as justification that she was right to suggest going upstairs all along. Now that part seems accurate. But the storm north of us did result in a tornado. Houses were damaged and news is reporting a small death count. So it could have just as easily been our area. So am I the astronaut for telling my wife to stop being selfish with her need for sleep?
Yes.
Edit. A few people have asked why I didn't just let her go upstairs. I don't have a problem if that's what she wanted to do, but she wanted to bring the kids up with her, and I had a problem with that. Our children are both under 6. Edit 2. This all took place within 20 to 30 minutes before 9 p.m. The kids hadn't even fallen asleep yet. Edit 3. Well, this certainly blew up. As many people guessed, I do live in West Michigan where the weather got aggressive Thursday night. I live about 10 minutes south of downtown GR. I have lived in West Michigan my whole life and do not panic every time there is a storm. Last night escalated fast and I brought my kids downstairs as a precaution. Okay, so there are 2 different questions that were actually asked here. The first question was, am I the astronaut for telling my wife she was putting her needs before our kids' safety during a severe thunderstorm? And then the last question was, am I the astronaut for telling my wife to stop being selfish with her need for sleep? She's staring intently here. You know what? Before I give my feedback, let's bring Candy Thunder on to talk about what she thinks about this story. Ladies and gentlemen, Candy Thunder.
So I don't take storms as seriously as Dusty takes storms. But he said it was... What did he say at the very beginning?
I was like,
He
wait,
said it was a
are we talking
severe.
about me, or are we talking about OP here?
He said it was a severe thunderstorm watch with a possible tornado warning, and I'm like, that's not the same thing. A thunderstorm watch does not come with a possible tornado warning. There could be a tornado watch at the same time, but there's no side of tornado warning with a thunderstorm watch. So I feel like he wasn't being like, he was escalating the situation to make his point seem more severe.
Possibly.
But I don't think it's an ESH. I think it was just he felt like it was going to be a bad storm. But I feel like he could have brought the kids down if something had escalated with the storms. You don't get our kids out of bed unless something is.
I don't get the kids out of bed until there's an imminent threat. However, I do have a plan. And
Correct.
if there is the threat of severe weather that night, I will make sure that the teens all know and confirm the plan. And I'll confirm with Candy Thunder the plan. I have trauma.
Right. And I completely understand and respect that. And you go above and beyond when something is happening. Like when there's severe weather. Like you understand weather. You look at it. But in this point, I feel like he went... Everyone's going to react differently based on the trauma that they experience with storms.
Right.
And I feel like he said that he's lived there his whole life. He knew what was going to happen. But I don't know. I don't think that he should have called his wife selfish. I don't think there was anything wrong with her going upstairs. If he felt the kids needed to be down there, then keep the kids. But she's a grown person. She could go upstairs and be there if that's where she wanted to be.
But there's this, when it comes to the safety of the family, though, that's where I'm with OP on is like peon with OP on. I need separation between those two words. Where the storm doesn't care. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care about anything.
No,
like
I agree
we
with
have
that.
seen here in Joplin,
Yes.
like the weather do just unspeakable things, and it does not give a single flying F.
No, it doesn't matter what you're doing.
And
Weather's going to weather.
Yeah, but I do think that it does bring about a tense moment too. Like there's that time whenever if he is panicking, like I sometimes do panic whenever it's imminent. I can't sleep. I have to stare out the window. I trust my eyeballs and my ears more than I trust the radar. Like I know what to listen for now. Like I legit cannot sleep. I will be at the window until that storm is passed. If it is anything severe, like we had a storm roll through last night and it stormed all night long, and it did not bother me because there was no kind of like severe threat in it. So it probably isn't everyone sucks here because if she wanted to go up and then let the kids stay down, that's one thing, but she wanted to take the kids up.
Yeah, I feel like if you were how we would have handled it in that moment, if I see that this is something that severely bothered you and you felt strongly about it, this is not you holding the front doors and wanting to nail a giant board into my trim. This is something different. But if you felt in that moment that this weather was going to turn bad, I would trust you more than I would trust myself in that moment. So I would listen to you. And we've been in our storm shelter. Like we have our stuff set up. If something happens, I know like who I'm responsible for. You know who you're responsible for. We have our plan. And I go to bed knowing that Dustin is in charge, basically. He's going to handle whatever happens that night with the storm.
Yeah. And I think
your last name is Storm. And you
that's
got
right.
this.
That's right. You would think I have some kind of control over it, but I don't. I think it is this picture. Sorry. Picture came up on my phone of my grandmother who's passed with a reflection of Navy Thunder looking at her picture. And it's an iconic picture. I think having a plan is important. And I think if OP had a plan.
Hold on. Cooper, no. It was
The hell with the trim. That's what I'm saying, Cooper.
No.
I could fill that hole, sand it, and repaint it. Not a big deal.
there was no safety. It was the storm front pushing through, and it was strong winds. And
The
they were
strong
gonna,
winds were pushing. We have double doors up
Yes.
front, and it was pushing them open. That was
But
the
it
hard
was
part.
he wanted to nail a giant board across both the front doors, and it wouldn't have stopped what was happening. Like it needed people pushing on the doors. But so Dustin held them shut, and then the front came through, and it was fine. The storm
Yes.
wasn't even that bad. There was
Yeah.
no threat to our family.
No, it passed and it was fine.
There was there was just a threat to our front doors, and if they blew open, it would have been nothing would have happened.
It's now comical. At the time,
It's a little comical.
It was very comical for me at the time.
At the
it was
time,
very annoying.
It was
for me.
it was a little comical for her, but because I'm also like triggered by severe weather, it was a very stressful time for me. But here in this case, I think if Opie had a plan that Opie and his wife agreed upon,
Yes.
that plan could have prevented this, and it's probably an ESH for that fact. If they had a plan that they agreed on, then they could have just followed that plan, and everything had been okay. Our deal was just you and I.
Yes, and someone said it sounded like we needed different doors, and it's never happened. It was just the direction of the wind
Right.
in that storm. It was coming from the complete opposite direction that it normally comes from, and it just happened to be directly like our house doesn't sit like
You know
straight.
how in like medieval like castle doors they got that big old bar that just sits vertical, and then when you need it to, you can just twist it horizontal, and it's like a barricade. I'm installing one tomorrow.
No, it's not.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
I was I think that everybody has their own thing with storms, whether
Yeah,
you're triggered by them or not.
just be prepared.
Yeah, I mean,
You could-
we know what happened in Joplin. Everybody knows what happened in Joplin. But I think just being prepared is the thing that matters when it comes to storms, and knowing your plan.
Yeah.
Even when you're out, like knowing what the plan is for that.
Speaking of, not a sponsor, but I'm going to give them a plug. There's a company called Judy, and Judy, and you can get it's like a Judy tote, but it's essentially like a weather preparedness kit, and it comes with sheets that help you teach your kids and come up with plans with your kids. And it has all kinds of fun stuff that make it more of a family activity to come up with that. But we've got a Judy in our storm shelter, and I went through that with the teens, and they helped develop the plan, so they're more involved in it. And it is because it freaks me out, because I've seen what it can do, and I want to make sure that we at minimum have a plan. And so now we do. Judy.
As far as the story goes, I don't necessarily think either one of them suck. I think they just need to be on the same page when it comes to weather. She either needs to trust her husband's intuition with storms, or I don't know.
So you're
They
on
have-
No One Sucks, and I'm on Everyone Sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she takes storms as seriously as he takes storms. And again, nothing happened in this situation, but it could have.
Right.
So, but I don't think that you should call your spouse selfish. Like I just don't. I
So
think that's
here's a question
hard
for
thing to come back from.
chat. I think there's calling someone selfish. Is that the same as saying they're being selfish? Saying that someone is being, and this is almost like a Bluey lesson, right? Because Chili says, you're being cheeky, and Bingo says, I'm not cheeky. And she said, I know. I didn't say you were cheeky. I said you were being cheeky. Is there a difference between saying you're being something and you are something?
Yes.
You say yes?
I think
There's
there's
a
a
difference?
difference between, and like we always say, you are rated on the scale, but you can always come back from
Right.
that. I mean, unless, you're
This is
that-
just a communication thing.
the
This
guy
is a
from
plan
today's
thing.
story can't come back from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a difference.
And in this case, if he said,
Sometimes I'm shitty and sometimes I'm not.
but you,
So,
sometimes you're being shitty.
yeah, sometimes I act like an asshole and sometimes I don't.
I'm always ask on 3. So
I'm
you
right
know,
there with you.
Consistently assholey. All right. Thank you so much, Candy Thunder, for being here. Mwah. Thank you so much for jumping in. Yeah, this was funny. Here in the very beginning, I was like, you guys.
Show them how you held the door.
Okay.
The fact that you didn't get a picture of that.
I know. I'll regret it for the rest of
Oh, yeah, and I'm pretty sure the Nest Cam in there wasn't turned on at the time either.
Or just pretend the camera, like right here is the door.
Right there is the door. So if the camera is the door, the way that I was holding them was like hands up on the door, body angled back so I could put maximum pressure on it, head down, saying, Candace, come here. I need you to hold these doors so I can go get a board and a drill and some screws. And she's like, no, you are not screwing into my trim. That was the conversation. It was funny. It's funny now. It was funny now.
Hey, there's still holes in our living room wall from our previous sound bar speakers.
Ladies and gents, we are ranked, not stinky, ranked.
Number 81.
Number 81 in Rising Stars.
Yeah, we got
Hey.
78.
We're there. We were at 71. Somebody's battling back. We've got to get there. We've got to battle them back. Yep. Yeah, that was hilarious because there are several things in the story where I'm like, okay, someone from our team who knows the story wrote it and changed enough.
I literally read it and I sent it to Katie and I was like, oh my God. I feel like us to do it.
Good gravy. That was hilarious. Okay, so I do need to read a cake story, correct?
Yes.
We're bouncing to that one next. Okay. Okay, I am on our cake story. This is our first official one of the day. We opened with one that VIP group helped unlock at the last VIP live. So this is the first one we've unlocked today. And this one goes like this. Also, you're getting ready to hit the confetti goal here to get Caden Thunder up here too. And that'll be a good time here too. This cake story is from the AITA subreddit and it is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Making My Boyfriend's Brother a Separate Cake for My Boyfriend's Birthday Party? Okay, boyfriend's brother got a separate cake for the boyfriend's birthday party. Before we get into actually reading the story, I'm going to go ahead and give thanks on this because we did hit it. Southern Country, Sally Meisky, we've got AB85, Can I Take the Heat Account, Michelle Heather, Just Heather, Pam K, Snow Ecstasy, we've got, or is it yeah, Pam K. So I saw the Snow XTC and I was like, wait, Pam, no. I've read it 100 times and for whatever reason this time I'm like, wait, am I saying it wrong? TLS Journey, Fane86K, we've got Twinkle Saz, Mama Jams, Becky Kaler, Henrietta Nilsen, Ruby Redhead, Maven Loves, Piotr, Valerie Shadowcat, Chelsea Stevens, we've got Haley Rain, H2O, Briar Queen 8K, we've got JB3086, Dylan Sprigg, Mandy's 975, Sean Williams, we've got Fly Girl, T Hef, we've got Sarah Ibbotson, Sarah Hibbetson. There you go. The H at the end of this. Yeah, you get it. Sarah Hibbetson. Mama Silver. Sir Gotham Knight. There's you. There you are, Angel. And Michelle. Thank you guys so much for helping us hit that. We're going to set up the next one and then read this cake story and then we'll get Caden Thunder up here. This one is... I'll see if we can find it quickly. Got him. How many of these there are? Got it. This one is going to unlock a cake story and a Tony Spark appearance. And it is 35 Gus, the Groundhogs. So let me dive into this cake story real quick, and then we'll get Caden Thunder up here. Quick drink of water. Here we go. Title of this one again is, Am I the Astronaut for Making My Boyfriend's Brother a Separate Cake for My Boyfriend's Birthday Party? My boyfriend, 26, and I, 23 female, recently moved into our first house together. We decided to throw a party to celebrate his birthday and also our new home. I was in charge of cooking and baking any food for the party, so I made my boyfriend a pretty huge chantilly. Chantilly? Anybody know how to say that word here? Chantilly? Nope, nobody? Okay. So I made my boyfriend a pretty huge chantilly cake since it's his favorite and also his mom's, who I've been trying to get in favor of lately. Since I knew the original cake wasn't going to be safe for my boyfriend's brother to eat, he's allergic to dairy and can't eat strawberries, I decided to test out a new recipe I learned in my baking class. It was just a small chocolate cake, but I didn't want him to feel left out, and we had our other guest attending who might also be dairy-free for all I know. I thought I was being thoughtful, but the night of the party, my boyfriend's mom kept giving me the stank eye, and whenever the party calmed down, she pulled me aside and told me I was a whore for trying to seduce her son. Oh, to be a fly on the wall. You whore, trying to seduce my boy with that strawberry cake or chocolate cake of yours. I'm the only one in this family who seduces people with cake. You should know this. At first, I thought she meant my boyfriend, but no, she was insinuating me making an extra cake for my boyfriend's brother was me trying to flirt. Now, obviously, that's not the case. For one, he just turned 19, and that's weird. But also, I'm very much in love with my boyfriend and would never do something like that, especially not with his brother. Even after explaining to her why, she still kept calling me names. My boyfriend took my side and said there was nothing wrong with what I did, but it's been a couple of days, and it seems like he's starting to believe his mom's words. No! No. I didn't make the cake for any other reason other than being kind, since I understand how it feels to be left out during parties when it comes to treats. But with her reaction, I'm starting to feel like I may have overstepped. Am I the astronaut? No! This is Mummy Dearest trying to stir up shit. The cake just happened to be the thing that she chose as the ammo. If anything, if she really cared about both of her sons, she would appreciate the thoughtfulness that you put forth, and this would have gained you favor with her. She didn't want to like you. She wanted ammo to use against you to turn her son, your boyfriend, against you. And the shite part is it's starting to work. If he's starting to believe her, you have bigger problems on your hands, because this is just the first wave of her attack. There will be more waves. This was the first battle and you thought you won, but it's backtracking now. She's playing chess. It's not good. You got... Well, I would have a serious conversation with the boyfriend here and be like, why are you starting to believe this now? What's changed? Is it just her chirping in your ear? And what is she saying that now has you convinced that me making a cake was flirting? That's garbage. Absolute garbage. The question here was, am I the astronaut for making my boyfriend's brother a separate cake for my boyfriend's birthday party? Hell no. Hell no. That's the wrong button. Sorry, they're close together. You get the wheel of thunder. No, not the asshole at all. This is ridiculous. This is a ploy. Don't let your boyfriend fall for it. This is a time where he needs to prove to you that he's not going to be puppeteered by his mumsy and be a mama's boy. This is also a pivotal moment in your relationship, because either he's going to allow himself to be manipulated, and that's how the entire relationship is going to go, and it's going to end up in shambles, or he's going to stand up to her and be like, quit trying to stir the pot, Mom. Quit trying to create shit. Quit looking for problems. People who look for problems will always find them, and if she's always looking for problems, she's always going to be chirping in his ear, trying to stir shit up. He has to draw a line now. You know what? Let's get some thoughts from Caden Thunder on this. Ladies and gentlemen, Caden Thunder. What's up, bruh?
Welcome back to another episode of 50 Shades of Cake. I'm your host, Caden Thunder.
Beans.
How's everybody doing? Yeah, it's me, Captain Enthusiasm.
What would you do in this situation, Kate?
I don't know.
If your girlfriend made a cake for your little brother because he was allergic to something, how would you?
If my girlfriend made a cake for my little brother, I would obviously break up with her instantly, because she's obviously trying to flirt with my little brother. This is 50 Shades of Cake, after all. No, that's ridiculous. The mom, either she's got something going on, or she's trying to break them up for reasons that we don't know. I'm sure there's more to the story for some reason the mom doesn't like the girlfriend, but yeah, I don't think that she was trying to seduce his little brother with a cake. I don't think so. Sounds like mom needs snapping turtles in her shower.
Okay, what
What? Snapping turtles in her shower?
You gotta get them when they least expect it. You gotta come up with some crazy outlandish things to get back at people like this. You could put beans in her pillow, but I know y'all were expecting that, so you put snapping turtles in her shower. What's she gonna do then? She's gonna have to get out of the shower. Yeah, I will remind you never to make me mad. You'll never know where to look.
Cade and Thunder, the shower is no place for a test you die.
That's a Moira line. We had to go look it up and make sure I was using the right word. Testudine. Turtle. Got it.
That means turtle?
Yes.
Oh. I was just laughing. I didn't know what you meant.
Lettuce in the sheets, snapping turtles on the bed,
Did you see
Nikki.
Anne's comment? She said she's not sending you snapping turtles.
No snapping turtles in a box.
Oh, man.
We'll film the snapping turtle unboxing.
Make sure you poke holes in the box, Anne.
Yeah. Put some little grass in there. I'll take care of him. I love turtles.
Oh, Legos in the house shoes. There you go. That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Class was great. Thanks for asking.
Turtle power, Sammy baby.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles. Don't put Ninja Turtles in our shower.
I'm just wondering if turtles are in the shower, they're gonna bite feet.
Yeah.
Right.
Huh?
What if you manage to somehow, and I know I would never do this to an actual turtle, but like turtle attached to loofah somehow. That way, as she's using it, it's either hand or body parts that are getting snipped at.
You should put itching seasoning in her loofah.
Itching seasoning?
Yeah, it's like itching cream, but seasoning.
Like itching powder?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Seasoning. Itching seasoning.
Yeah.
Hey, be careful you don't add none of that itching seasoning to the chili tonight, okay?
Yeah. Ooh, chili.
Oh.
I like chili.
All right, Caden Thunder, thank you so much for your enthralling feedback.
Bye.
It has been, you need to go do some deep breaths and calm down for a little bit, okay? Just deep breaths. 55, ranked number 55. Heck yes, we're at 26 to 35 on the Gus the Groundhogs to unlock the next, I believe, cake story. There's... Kid's a riot. I have no idea where he comes up with this stuff, but it is definite evidence of creativity. You cannot question the creativity here. And yeah, I see a lot of people saying they've started watching Schitt's Creek now. Good. You will not regret it. You do have to get a couple episodes in. Maybe what do you think, Tony Spark? How many episodes in do you have to get into Schitt's Creek for it to like solidify?
Only a few, I think.
Just a few. But you definitely have to get past the first couple.
Like the first 5, and if you're not hooked,
Yeah,
then you're
5.
doing something.
Give it 5, and then put a checkpoint there, and you can choose whether you proceed or not. But it is the character development that is one of the best parts of that show.
You'll be crying by the end of the show if you watch it all.
Yeah. You will laugh, you will cry, you will sing, and you will crow. Okay. Canadian goose on her doorstep. There you go. And then wrapper and bread. We had short segue. We had an encounter with some geese when our 3 now teens were little. How old were they, Candy Thunder? You remember? I've lost her. They were probably like, let's say 6, and we took them all out to this pond to go to just play around at the pond, and I think we were feeding geese. And Kieran and Brady Thunder, who at this point were terrified of everything, like birds, everything. The geese, every time they got close, they would back off a little bit. Ava Thunder has always been quite a bit more adventurous, and she wasn't afraid at all. Well, a Canadian goose ended up biting her, like on the back of her calf, and then like on her butt too. And as this happened, Kieran and Brady Thunder, who are like 5 or 6 at this time, scream bloody murder and just start running. 5. Candy Thunder. 4 or 5. Scream of bloody murder, just running. They tried to run out into the road. They were just like, I am getting out of here. This is hell. And it was a show. It was an absolute show. Ellen, good to see you here. What channel is Schitt's Creek on? It is on, I think it's on Hulu now. I'm not sure if they're playing it on anything that's on network, but I think it is on Hulu. Geese, them geese can be mean. Tell you what. Okay, I think I am story number 4 now. Is that, Tony Spark, is that correct? Story number 4?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go, oh no. Our next story here has a trigger warning for infant loss. Fair warning. This story from the AITA subreddit is, am I the astronaut for refusing to ask my parents to take down a memorial to my late daughter? I don't want to, but I'm gonna. I, 28 female, gave birth to twins 2 years ago. My babies were seemingly born healthy, but before we could be discharged, my daughter Indy suffered a seizure and never got to come home. For 8 months, she'd go from getting better to worse again, until the day came where she would never get better again. She slipped away peacefully in my arms, and it's something I will never forget. Our whole family was devastated by the loss of Indy. My in-laws are crafty people and made a beautiful memorial frame for Indy. They kept one themselves and gave them to my husband and my parents. My parents display theirs in their living room so everyone can see when they visit them. They also have candles directly underneath it. They light the candles for my twins' birthday and Indy's anniversary. My sister gave birth to her first child back in May, and she named her daughter Indy. I'll confess that I've been unable to look at it as some beautiful tribute because it's difficult to hear the name used for another little girl and their family other than my Indy, but I have kept that to myself. Now, a few months in, my sister is bothered by the fact that our parents kept Indy's memorial up when her Indy will see it whenever she's there. She said it's very morbid and seems gross to do to her daughter, who will grow up feeling very weird with her name on a memorial at her grandparents like that. Then why'd you give her the name? My parents told her she should have thought of that before she named her daughter Indy. Thank you, parents. My sister was like, she doesn't own that name, and I should be allowed to use the name I love. When our parents didn't give in to her demands, she came to me. She told me it bothers her, and she knows it will bother her daughter in years to come. She wanted me to tell our parents to take down the memorial. I refused to entertain her idea. She pushed, and I told her I did not want my daughter's memory tucked away forever. My sister yelled and told me that my Indy is gone, and there's a living, breathing Indy who deserves to feel comfortable at her grandparents' house. I told my sister to get the F out of my face. My sister said I was a total a-hole for putting the memory of Indy before her Indy. She also said it will only confuse my son in the future when his twin's tribute becomes messed up and his only maternal cousin. That line was tough. She also said it will only confuse my son in the future when his twin's tribute becomes messed up in his only maternal cousin. She said I might not like that she used the name Indy, but she's not changing her daughter's name for me, and I should have the decency to care about her child. This bitch, what a shit person. Why? So it sounds like we didn't address this in the story, or OP didn't address this in the story, but it sounds like she did not get permission or did not talk to OP or OP's husband about using the name Indy. She just done did it. And then is like, I need you to take that memorial down because I chose this name. No. If you don't like it, change your daughter's name. What? How long is this in? She said a few months in? Was that right? Hang on. Now a few months in. So she's only a few months old. The kid's only a few months old. The obvious solution to every level-headed person on the gosh heckin' planet is to not use that name. Why the hell would you choose that name? It was not a beautiful tribute. If it was a tribute, you wouldn't have a problem with the actual tribute that's on the freaking wall. This was not a tribute. I don't know why. She just liked the name. And her using it instead of it being a tribute was actually her being shitty. She's like, oh, well, they didn't get to use it, so I get to use it. Screw you. You don't have any say in the memorial for other children, for the children of other people that are up in a house that isn't yours. You don't have jack shit authority on any of that. And thus far, this woman's behavior has made her a straight up ASCON. One, you're right, I am triggered by it. This is horse shit. This is a terrible person. Lock her out from your lives completely. And bravo to the parents for saying hell no. Should have thought of that before you chose that name. Thank you so much for saying that. But there is going to come a point, because she says she's not going to budge on this either, where they're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. They're probably going to have to ice her out too. This kid is only a few months old. Change the name. It's the obvious choice here. Or she can lose her family. Those are the two choices. Change the kid's name because it was a dumbass choice in the first place. That she were being cute, not thinking about other people. Only thinking about herself and how she thought the name was cute and they didn't get to use it. Screw you again. Shit person. Bye, Felicia and Jarby. That's 100% right. Bye. The unmitigated gall is correct. This is just... We're going red flags just to make my background red because that matches how I'm feeling right now. This is just a terrible person. I'm sorry that you had to go through all of this, but especially that. Some things in life you can control. Being a shitty person is something you can. She chose to be this, and it's garbage. Hey, we hit our Gus the Groundhog goal. Let me go ahead and give some thanks for this real quick. We got to shake that off with some happy music here. Henrietta, Fly on the Wall, Sally Maisky. We've got Susan Ramirez, Smarts, TLS Journey, Southern Country, Candy Thunder, Michelle, Heather, H. Lynn Cross, Pam, K, Diana, Tony. That was a big one. That was a big one. It has like a bigger thud to it. Bigger thud. Struggling with the man is. Struggling with the man is. Is that right? The man is? Subscribed and became a member of the Storm. Thank you so much. Welcome to the fam. There's so much confetti over here now. It's still falling? How's this fall? I got lost here too. I'm so sorry. TLS Journey, Southern Country, Candy Thunder, Michelle, Heather, H. Lynn Cross, Pam, K, Diana, Tony Spark. We got May Featherhead, Sir Gotham Knight, Angel. Good to see you there again. Thank you guys so much for making that happen. And that unlocked a Cake Story and Tony Spark appearance. The next one is going to unlock a Miles appearance. Miles is here too. We're getting the whole gang up here today. We've got boop, 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 boop. These. I can feel confetti on my collar. I feels it. All right, we've got 500 high bears set up for the Miles appearance here. So much confetti everywhere. That was a good one. That was a good one. My gosh. It's everywhere. I'm sure I have it in places that I can't even see right now. My gosh. Yeah, thanks again so much, guys, for helping make that happen. We have, let's see, we unlocked the Cake Story and Tony Spark appearance. Tony Spark, is this a Cake Story you would like to read? Or do you want to come in for feedback?
I want to say hi and then let you read the story.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. There's confetti stuck to my Monster Tea can here too. Ladies and gentlemen, the almost as tan as Candy Thunder, Tony Spark.
Okay, all right. Almost. That first off, we compared arm tans and I was still darker, so let's not get carried. Well, whatever. Hold on. We have a new subscriber shout out over here somewhere. Where would that be at?
Yep, just keeps going up there. There we go.
Velvet Elvis Cooter Noodles Jr. subscribed.
Velvet Elvis Cooter Noodles Jr.
Elvis Cooter Noodles Jr. You have the coolest name I've ever seen on TikTok. So. Uh-oh.
Yes, just scroll down on it.
Trin, subscribe for the first time.
Welcome to the God Checking fam.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Okay, well, that's fantastic. It's the best name I've ever seen on TikTok. Hi everybody. Hi. Is Tan Candy Special Edition Caramel Candy? There you go. Sure. Yeah.
Tandy Thunder.
How is Ted doing? Ted's back in. Oh yeah, the TED video is it's been edited. It's I don't know what's left on it. Finishing touch maybe, but it's pretty entertaining, I'll be honest. I've never had it documented, the process of from start to finish. I thought it was pretty entertaining.
Carrie Lee, resub, thank you for staying with the Gosh Heckin' fam. I see ya.
It's all happening so fast in here. Hey, we're ranked number 51.
Heyo.
Oh, number 50.
Number 50. Look at us go. Didn't know this was live. Yeah, no, the TED video is pretty good. There's some good... Ted had some pretty funny lines in that, I'm not going to lie. There was a couple that made me laugh pretty good, but... What exam? What's the exam, Ellen? What do we got to take? What do we got to do? Is it easy? Hard? If it's math, I'm out. Candy Thunder wishes she had a tan as good as mine. That is true, Tony Spark, whoever wrote that. Abnormal psychology. I don't think I can help with that one. Get fired up.
2 cards.
Tandy Thunder. Oh, Tony Spark. Did Ted rehearse? No, Ted is not rehearsed. Ted is all improv, and it just happens. I sent you a Brozo drawing on Instagram.
Yeah.
What?
I see you, Ellie. I'm gonna check it right now.
Oh, the Brozo drawing? Nice. How many people do what? Probably an NPC. Tandy Thunder is glowing. Huh. Abnormal psychology. What is abnormal psychology? Just like the study of psychology that's abnormal? I don't. Is that what that means? Oh yeah, thanks, Angel. I do have a TED video on there right now from the races. That was a long adventure, but I don't know. Hopefully, maybe this week TED will get posted at some point. It's pretty solid. I think it's gonna be posted on Dusty Thunder, and then I'll probably post it too. But yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna let Dusty read a story.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Spark. Ellie, you'll have to let me know your Insta user because I did not see a notification or message or anything on there, but I also didn't get to scroll very far. So let me know if your Insta user is different, and we'll note it, and I will look for it. I'm excited to see it. Love when we have fan art. I abso-freaking-lutely love it. We've got some of it right back here, and are always eager for more. Normal's boring. Agreed. Yeah, Ellie, let me know. Okay, so our next story that we have to read here is... Am I heading in the right story here? The cake story. Okay, yeah. I was lost for a second. I was just totally lost. I'm sorry. I'm back. All right. Our cake reward story here is, am I the astronaut for being irritated about a cake? I can tell you right now, that's for feeling something, for being irritated about a cake. It depends on what you do with it. You can't be an asshole for feeling something. We've covered that. Let's see what OP does with it here. I saw a similar post in another subreddit, and the responses were very surprising. Since I had a recent similar interaction, I thought I would ask, am I the astronaut? I recently celebrated a birthday, and my parents offered to host a small barbecue with some friends and family on Sunday. Edit here for clarity. By host, they let us use their backyard. We did all the work for the party prep and planning. My dad texted me a few weeks before and told me that he was making my cake for the BBQ. I politely said thank you, but that I already had plans for what I was making for myself for the party. He tried to insist and said, how about I make your cake for our family dinner on Saturday? He agreed. I didn't hear anything further. Nope, I screwed that whole line up. Okay, going back. He tried to insist, and I said, how about you make your cake for our family dinner on Saturday? He agreed. I didn't hear anything further. And just subscribe to the Storm. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' fam. Glad to have you here. Info here. I own a baking business and have made my own birthday desserts for almost 7 years. It's one of the only times I get to bake for myself. What I picked had some personal significance. Fast forward to a week before the barbecue, I get asked if we can move our family dinner at home to Friday instead because some additional family would be in town. I begrudgingly agreed and rearranged my plans to make it work. Before I could say anything further, I was told we'd go to a local restaurant they wanted to take the family to. Okay, not what I would have picked again, but fine. The dinner comes, and as we're packing up leftovers, my dad says in front of everyone, I made you one hell of a cake for Sunday. And it was like a record scratch. I said, pardon? The family dinner is tonight, so I thought cake was tonight after dinner. He goes, nope, for Sunday with all your friends. I said calmly that I had already bought $50 worth of ingredients. I had, and that we had discussed this over text, and we agreed that his cake would be for our family gathering. He told me to store the ingredients away, and he had it taken care of. Between not getting to pick the restaurant, the change in day, and now this, I was probably visibly livid. My husband stepped in at that point and said we could have his cake after dinner and that it was already discussed and it was my birthday and what I wanted. I felt like I looked like a total bitch in front of everyone. We got back to the house and my aunt pulled me aside and reminded me that my dad had spent hours on the cake, which made me feel even worse. I ate a piece and went home feeling like I was stewing in anger. I got 4 hours of sleep and spent my birthday feeling tired and irritated. So, am I the astronaut for pushing back and insisting that we stick to the original plan? Hell no! You know what? It's awesome. It's awesome when the people who are supposed to love and care for you are like, you know what? You stated clearly what you want. I'm going to do the opposite of it. Let me tell you what you want. You want me to make you a cake. Me who doesn't own a baking business, who hasn't been doing this for 7 years. Me who's going to bake whatever the hell I want. You want me to make your cake. You don't want what you say you want. You don't have personal preferences. I'm your father. I know better. I know what you want better than you know what you want. I made you. Y'all already got them high bears. Would you just look at that? Let's go ahead and give some thanks real quick, and then we'll jump on and give more feedback for this cake story because it is garbage. Okay. Henrietta Nilsen, Music Freak, Sally Maisky. We've got TLS Journey, Fly on the Wall, Southern Country, AB85, Michaela Castella, Just Heather, Pam K, Tammy Lynn. We've got Ashley Page, Piotr, Susan Ramirez Smart, Miss Helene, Tony Spark, Lalal. We've got Amanda Corinne, Candy Thunder, OY, Peekaboo 2828, Boo 77, Mama Silver, Mava Loves, ADHD Witch, H. Cross, Alina Cameron, Tia CMM, Hannah McKay. We've got Kay Donner, Dylan Sprague, Gina Lynn Brown, Jedi Empress, Holly Jill Talk, Shan Special Needs. We've got Melanie Maid. We've got Mandala Will. We've got AHMA Ama. We've got Gabriino. We've got Sarah Hibbetson, Sir Gotham Knight, and Shaz 5951. I don't know why words were so hard that time. I'm sorry. It's like my eyes are just giving up on me completely. Let me set the next one up, and we'll bounce back to that story, and we'll bring Miles on so he can help give us some feedback for that story as well. Miles, I hope you're ready for that. Ooh. Okay. I believe I can find this. Let's see. Oh, there he is. Found him. Okay. This is going to unlock another cake story. Holy cow. Okay, we've got 25 corgis set up now for another cake story. You guys are at 144% of the likes goal. You guys are just rocking it all over the place. Let's bounce back to our story and continue giving some feedback here. The question was, am I the astronaut for being irritated about a cake? Hell no. Hell no, hell no, hell no. Again, you can't be an asshole for feeling something, and even what you did about it was pretty minimal. The fact that they just pushed you around and completely made your desires not even secondary, but like a tertiary thing for your own freaking birthday is garbage. So next time you could just be like, look, I'll just celebrate by myself. I won't ask to use your backyard as the venue. I won't include you in any way, shape, or form. I'll just do my own thing, because at least I'll get to do my own thing and do what I want. Garbage. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the microphone to give us his feedback on this story. That was very screechy. Sorry, I just yelled right into it. Miles Griff.
Oh my God, it's Miles!
Everybody, how's it going?
One of the few people in the studio here that I don't have to tilt the microphone down for. No.
He didn't say anything about anyone
joke.
being short.
No. All right, what do you think about this, Miles?
Well, actually, this story personally, like this kind of stuff bothers me too, and it's not even just like people trying to take control of different situations, but also just like the changing of plans last minute without any kind of warning is always a pet peeve.
Are you OCD about plans?
Not to the level that
I am.
I know some. Yeah, I don't think I'm at your level. I'm definitely not at my dad's level. He's crazy about like plans have to be right. But I do have an issue when plans change like 2 seconds before they're supposed to happen, because what am I supposed to do to prepare for the plans now?
You got new glasses?
I did get new glasses.
Hey, yo! Did you give up on the contacts?
No, I didn't give up on the contacts, but these came in yesterday and they have blue light filters in them, so I'm probably going to wear them for work a lot.
Nice. So if your family had done this to you, what would your reaction be?
I probably would have just said, all right, you do whatever you want. And I probably would just still do my plans. Especially if I was the one that was going to put together everything for a cake on a specific day. I'm not just going to throw my hands up and walk away. I'm still going to carry out my plan. That he wants to bring an extra cake, good for him.
There you go. Hey, Sky says you look like a young Leo.
I can totally see that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Yeah, like Titanic Leo. Yes, I can see that.
Thanks.
And also along that same line, stay away from my daughters. I'm just kidding.
All right. On that note,
That's the joke,
bye,
right?
everybody.
Leo likes them young. Ladies and gentlemen, Miles. Somebody had asked if he was my son also. No, Miles is not. Miles is a member of the team. But he and Caden are the edit team for the Dusty Thunder stuff, and I do refer to them as the boys. So they're like my boys. I scared him off. I see the Leo. I saw it. I saw the Leo look. Yeah. You were confused for a second. You were like, what are you saying? I'm like, I'm agreeing with you. You said the same thing. We agree. Did I lose you? What's happening? Oh, man. Okay. So, Tony Spark, do you want me to bounce to 5? I know we're at 5:03 now. We will read one more story here, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the public part of this. Yes. Is it? No, so Caden Thunder, who came on earlier, super dry sense of humor. He is my son. Miles is not.
Read number 7.
7? Okay. This is another follower submission. It'll be our last story of the day for the public live. We will flip to VIP live after this. So if you're a VIP, after we finish this, be sure you hang around and look for that notification that we're bouncing back to live. There will be like a 10-15 minute gap between the public and VIP live. Yvonne subscribed and became a member of the Storm for the first time. Welcome to the fam. Glad to have you. We're 525 of 550 there. Sarah Ibbotson as well. All right. Glad to have you both there. Okay. This story is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Divorcing My Wife Because She Tried to Take Me Away from My Family? It's follower submission. OP, if you're in chat and you want to claim it, go right ahead. Me and my wife met at a nightclub going out with mutual friends. Immediately after seeing each other and talking, we knew we liked each other. After 5 years of knowing each other, I proposed and we got married and everything was going well. Keep in mind that I am so close to my family and we go to a lot of my family events. Right after we got married, she started acting kind of weird. I noticed when we would show up to these family events, if I would walk away to talk to any of my family members, I would invite her to come with me, but she would just look annoyed and say no, and that it was okay. This happened often. Well, that's not a great sign. She pulled me aside after a while and told me she felt left out, even though everyone was trying to talk to her and invite her to play Uno or other games, and genuinely try to have a nice conversation with her, but she would just either not talk or just have an attitude the whole time. I was pretty confused as to how she felt left out if my family and I tried our best to make her feel comfortable. I tried to understand where she was coming from, and we left and went out to dinner. After that night, I tried to invite her to my cousin's party, but she just tried to talk me out of going and to stay home even though we had nothing to do all day. She started to ramble about how she wanted to move to Washington instead of being in California, and I just looked at her in confusion and told her I wasn't moving away from my friends and family here. She got mad and started saying how she didn't like how close I was with my family and that she did not want me to hang out with them at all anymore. That's pretty rash. We got into a huge argument, and that's when I asked for a divorce. Oh, that escalated really quickly. She burst into tears, begging me not to divorce her. I just walked away. We ended up getting a divorce. No way I am choosing a girl I've known for 5 years over my family. I'm just glad I didn't sign a prenup. Am I the astronaut for getting divorced? Glad you didn't sign a prenup? Oh, okay. I think I understand it. Wow, that was like, yeah, we got a problem. Boom. It's just the escalation of this was wild. Just wild. Night Pants subscribed for the first time. Mama Oki subscribed for the first time. Lexi Sky subscribed for the first time as well. Miss Krish resubbed. Pink October resubbed. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. April, this is over and done. Yeah. I think the thing that I would have liked to have seen a little bit differently in there is diving into the why. Obviously, it's not okay that she feels that way. Obviously, her trying to drive a wedge between them, not okay. Obviously, the way she was acting toward his family, not okay. Lots of red flags there. Lots of things that are not okay. But rather than diving into the root issues and trying to figure out, okay, why do you want this? Why do you feel this way? Is this something we can resolve? It was just, look, these things are deal breakers. I'm out. And after being together for 5 years, that seems awfully rash. I'm not saying it wasn't warranted because the things that she was doing were that bad, but as a married couple, I think there's at least in my opinion here, in my singular opinion here, there's an obligation to try to resolve things before calling it quits, no matter how bad they may be. There are deal breaker things, but knowing why would be nice, even for us just hearing the story. Like, why does she not want him around the family? I know that she doesn't like how close he is to them, but why? Those are I wish we had answers for those things. I wish he had pushed harder for answers to those things. And OP, are you in chat? This was a follower submission. OP, are you here? No OP? Okay, we have not seen OP in here. Man. Yeah, Simon James, looking for the other side of this would be great. But that's where I'm at. It's am I the astronaut for divorcing my wife because she tried to take me away from my family? I don't think that's the question. I think it's, am I the astronaut for not trying harder to resolve or get to the root of the issues before going straight to divorce? The path to divorce was super short here, and I think you definitely could have done this differently. Maybe should have done this differently. I don't. At minimum, I'm gonna put you on 4 because I think you could have done this differently and explored it a little bit. Not that it wasn't a deal breaker, not that it could be salvaged, but I don't think you know if it could be salvaged because you never dug to the root, the core of the issue. Never dug to figure out what the real issue was and why she felt this way. Also, why she felt this way suddenly. You've been together 5 years. Why all of a sudden is this a problem? That's diving into that would be a good thing to try to figure out. Now, obviously, you felt strongly enough about it to be like, done. And she begged you not to divorce her, but it doesn't sound like she gave an explanation trying to smooth things over. So it was a non-starter, it sounds like. It's weird. And the prenup thing is odd too. Yeah, glad it did not sign a prenup. I'm confused by that as well. Amanda, sounds like he married her for money, hence the prenup comment. Maybe. Being glad you didn't sign a prenup, that's one of the only reasons I can think of, right? It is. There's a few weird things going on here. Wish OP was here so we could get some additional context and information here, but I do think you definitely could have done things differently here and just ran straight to divorce way too quick. Not saying it was savable, but you don't even know, at least as far as we know. So. Okay, so we'll go ahead and wrap up here. VIPs, we are going to start that up here in about 10 to 15 minutes. Look for the notification for that. We're going to be in a little bit of a different setting, which I'm excited about. After a couple of hours of standing on my feet, I'm going to sit on my ass for a little bit in our new setting here. So we're going to go get that ready and spool it up quickly. We may read a story in there and we'll carry over our goal here as well. So our VIPs will have the opportunity once again to unlock another story that we can open with at the next live. We do have this coming up. Wheel of Thunder will be spun during that VIP live, so they'll get to see first who the winner is. We'll have 2 winners, one for a sticker pack, one for the signed poster that we will send to you. And those are if you're in the US. If you're not, we'll have a discount code that you can use on one of the swag stores. So we will notify you if you're not a part of the VIP group and you end up winning. We'll notify you via DM, so watch out for that. And if you are a new member of the Storm today, you will have access. You will get that notification for the VIP live, but also after all the streams and today, we will send you a DM with a link. It's not actually a link in TikTok because they're not link friendly, but we'll send you the text for link that you can copy and paste into a browser to get to the VIP group on Facebook. If your account is private, then we'll have to send you a message request first. So if you have joined and you're new today and you have your account on private, make sure that you approve that request for us tonight so that we can send that link to you. So we'll go ahead and reset now. Thank you guys so much for being with us here today. We've got some new VIP folks showing up here. Jesse Romero and Jocelyn signing up here. Let me go ahead and give some thanks for our Corgi gifters here. I know we haven't hit it yet, but that's okay because we might hit it during VIP. Pirate Pups, Michelle Heather, Pam K, TLS Journey, Southern Country, Sally Meisky, Diana 5520. We've got Jay Mitchell RN, and Marie Yeats. We've got Candy Thunder, K Siobhan, and we've got Sir Gotham Knight. Thank you all so much for helping make that happen. Also, Lauren Singleton, Lee, Bex, Cassandra, Sonia, Hazel Love, Kay with us for month 2, FS, Fussy Turtle, subscribing for the first time. Hey, how serendipitous is that name? Anne, subscribe for the first time. Welcome to the Goshek fam. Glad to have you here. Thank you all so much. Carrie Devlin, Carrie Riggin, thank you guys so much for the love and the gifts today. Ann and Bracker, I see you there with the corgi as well. You guys are awesome. 960K likes today. Oh my goodness. You guys just blew that goal right out of the water. You're amazing. We'll get set up for the VIP here. Otherwise, we will see you guys next week. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's always a blast. Everybody yell bye. We've drained them of old energy.